If you are a career musician, then you know the reality of what it takes, and that is work. It's interesting how when you look on social media, you only see the best. This is nothing new. People post the best situations or scenarios that they're in, the best moments, those times when they're winning, getting all the accolades, crushing it on stage, killer solo, being featured, hundreds of thousands or millions of follows and subscribers. You're only seeing the best on social media. You're not seeing the worst. You're not seeing the downtimes. You're not seeing the struggles. Sometimes there's occasionally people post that, and I love that because that's the real life. That's the IRL, in real life shit. That's what it takes to be a career musician. The reason why I started the career musician and the reason why I put career in front of musician is because that's the point. Yes, you can build a career out of being a musician. You can turn your passion for music into your profession. And that's what the career musician means. However, it does not mean that you are exempt from the trials, tribulations, and hardships of pursuing music as a career. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It means that you are going to be faced with more trials, tribulations, and hardships when you try to pursue music as a career. Why? It's just one of those things. Music has been commoditized, it's a commodity, but then on top of that, it has been a commodity that has lost its value over many years, many decades. Unfortunately, we are not saving lives. We are not heart surgeons. We are not oncologists for the cure for cancer. So therefore, our role has been diminished. However, we may not be able to save lives, but we can enhance lives. So although we're not saving lives, we do have the ability to enhance them. That being said, that comes as a big responsibility. But don't think of it like that when you're playing music. Obviously, we don't, right? We don't think of it like that when we're playing music. We just let the spirit move us, man. We let the vertical information from the muse transpose through us, be transported through us. We are vessels of the muse, of the good news, of the fact that music is a soul cleansing. It's a soul connection. It's not about how many followers and subscribers you have. It's not about how fast you can play, how many dope riffs you can play. It's not about how sick you look on stage or the power of influence that you have. It's about how you enhance lives. It's about how you let the music flow through you. That's why we got into music, because it enticed us. It was attractive. The reason why we got into music, because it was attractive in such a non-visceral way. It had nothing to do with our minds. It had everything to do with our soul and our spirit and our heart, how we felt, our emotions. And let me tell you, as humans, we're all emotional creatures, and that's what matters. So sometimes I get really fucking sick of all the bullshit that I see out there. And then other times I get really encouraged of all the good stuff that breaks through the noise. So remember this, break through the noise. Push through until you can break through the noise. And if you're feeling down right now, come join me here. Come be a part of this community, the career musician community. If you know what it really takes, and if you're over the bullshit and all the hyperbole, like, musicians are interesting because we're some of the most influential people, if you think back in history at all of the bands and artists who have influenced millions and billions of people on the globe and who have influenced social movements and the culture as a whole. But then we could also be so full of shit, such hype monsters, so like over the top dramatic for no reason, and so over the top getting the vision skewed that it becomes really disheartening. So you got to push through that, and you got to know if you have a talent and you have been cultivating that talent and you have a passion to take that talent and use it to influence others, then you're in the right place, man. The career musician, that's what we're all about. Not only that, because I've lived it for 30 plus years now, I know that it can be done. I did it firsthand. And I just want to encourage you, if you're going through some shit, you're going through some heavy trials and tribulations, I want you to know that, yeah, you can do this. It's doable. And even though the culture has changed, that the platforms have shifted, and society has changed, and the political landscape is constantly evolving and changing. None of that matters, because what remains constant is that we're all human. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. Why? Because we all feel, and we feel the same way. When something hits us, it's indescribable, it's intangible. You can't quite put your finger on it, but if you're human, then you feel it and you know it. And music is that one thing that just, it has a way of just getting to all of us. So I really want you to think about, if you're thinking about giving up, or if you're thinking about music as a profession, even just music in general, I want you to think about your impact that you might have on others. Maybe you have a sibling that says, oh man, anytime you play your instrument, I just feel a certain way. Or maybe you have a loved one or a family member. Maybe you have a friend. Or maybe you've done a show and a stranger has come up to you and said, man, I can't tell you how much that song means to me. And when you played it, it just hit me in a way. Think about those moments. Or conversely, if you don't have that, think about the time you heard a certain song or a certain musician or artist play something and you just thought, my God, the way they did that, the way it hit me, it just changed me forever. It just had such an impact on me that I can't even put it into words. Think about those moments. That's why we do this. That's what got us into it in the first place. That's what connects us to one another in humanity, in a humanitarian context. That's what it's about. Love and empathy and passion and compassion, where you feel for others and you are empathetic and you show your emotions and you're not afraid to be vulnerable. That's what the music does. It's a vehicle for all those things. It's a vehicle for building community and sustaining long-term relationships where you feel connected through the music. That's what matters. And if you are pursuing this as a career, then you have to know at the end of the day, yes, you are using your talents to eke out a living for yourself. But also in the process of doing that, in the process of developing a living, you're also blessing so many others that you don't even know. Like, I know for a fact, almost 200 episodes of the Career Musician Podcast, I know for a fact we're making an impact. Because not only do I get the DMs on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or sometimes even email, but I can see it. I see people using the hashtag career musician or career musician for life, or I see people just echoing the same sentiments that I'm talking about and the same lessons that I'm preaching or teaching. I see it. I know it's worth it, and I know it makes a difference. And even if I didn't have any of those metrics, you know how I really know? Because when I was young and when I was coming up, the few people who did mentor me, and it wasn't an official mentorship, oh, hi, Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so, you're gonna be my official mentor. It wasn't like that. They were mentoring me from afar. I know what an impact that made on me. I know how it changed my career for the good. I know how it made an indelible mark on my life and my psyche to move forward and to push through the muck and mire. I know these things because I experienced it firsthand. And if I experienced it firsthand, and I'm one of some odd 7 or 8 billion or 9 billion people on this planet, then I know if it touched me, it's gonna touch others. There's no way, no person, it's been said that no person, no man is an island unto himself, which simply means no person, no human being is isolated in a vacuum and can sustain life as an island unto themselves. We are communal by nature. Our instinctual nature is community. So you cannot live on an island by yourself. You need community. And the whole point of social media was to connect us. But sometimes it has the opposite effect, and it separates us and it segregates us, and it gives us a feeling of disdain or distaste towards others, especially when they're hyperbolic about it, or when they're braggadocious, or when it comes off as insincere and non-genuine, it's just and contrived. It leaves that icky taste. So I'm trying to make a call to all my career musician community for the opposite. Come, let us gather, let us talk, let us commune, let us break bread and talk to one another and share our experiences, and let us lift one another up through our trials and tribulations and our life experiences and the knowledge and wisdom gained therein, and let us come together as a community. That's what I'm talking about. When you look at somebody on stage in a stadium singing their songs to 80,000 people, 100,000 people, concerts have garnered 1 million people in a town square. That's influence that you can't even imagine. And let me tell you something. If you think that you're capable of upholding that type of responsibility with that amount of impact, none of us are impervious to the pitfalls and the potential wipeouts that can have. In other words, with great influence comes great responsibility. Just think about that. And if you're an artist and you got your 15 seconds of fame, as they say, or 15 minutes, I don't remember the initial quote, 15 seconds, 15 minutes of fame, you better hold on to that and grab it and cherish it and remember what it means to be in that position. And then as you move on through life, past that era, that moment, be grateful. Just be grateful. Be grateful. And whether you move on to work in an office job or a vocation of any type, and you no longer do music as a profession, but just more so as a side gig or a side hustle or a hobby, that's okay. Or if you're struggling to be a career musician full time and you know you have what it takes and you just haven't gotten that right moment, you haven't had your break yet, your big break, that's okay. Do whatever it takes. We're all human. We all have to survive, and we all have to pay the bills and eat, so do whatever it takes. Don't let anyone make you feel shameful for whatever you have to do to work. That day job that you have, be grateful for that. That opportunity that you have that might not be directly related to music, but in some way, shape, or form you know is going to benefit you, be grateful for that. And every opportunity that we don't take advantage of is a missed opportunity. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. So be open-minded. Have an open spirit, an open heart. Say yes. Say yes to opportunity. Say yes to evolution. Say yes to progress. Say yes to yourself and be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We're all human. I'm telling you, we've all been through these things. We all know what it feels like to be ostracized, to be left out. We know what it feels like to be mean to ourselves. We know what it feels like to have experienced life-altering experiences. So remember this. And the career musician is all about community. All about community. So whether you're here seeking how to nail the audition and get the gig, or you're here seeking guidance with the career musician mindset of ethos, energy, talent, humility, objectivity, and savvy, or we're here seeking some opportunities to coach with me one-on-one, or whatever it is, or if you're just here just listening to the podcast, or if you just stumbled upon this post and you're like, man, I don't even know what this guy is or what this is all about. And you're like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I don't care how you're here. Or if you come across and you're like, swipe. Doesn't matter. The fact remains, we're all human. We all experience the same things. We've all been through it. And music is so powerful. And if you are fortunate enough to be a career musician and do music as a living, and you've been turning your passion into your profession, or if you're seeking to do, or even if none of that, if you just play music from the purest sense of I just love it, it's all good. That's what we're here for. Music is a blessing to all, regardless of denomination, culture, religious or non-religious beliefs, political philosophies or non-political philosophy, whatever. We are all of one race, the human race, and for the greater good of humanity, music does exist. And it has the ability to uplift, to bring down, to make you reflect, to make you more proud, to make you more community-based, to make you excited, to make you sad, to make you hype, to make you chill, fill in the blank. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words, because clearly when you're at a loss for words, music does the talking. Music is the one and only true universal language of humanity and love and everything therein that you can imagine. That's what the career musician is about. Be encouraged. Go get it. Get after it. And listen, if you're slushing about and you don't know exactly where to find your direction, you don't know how to really get on that track to focus success within your music career, then the bottom line is this. Put yourself on a structured schedule. Just say, you gotta get some structure. You gotta put it into modules. I love modular scheduling. From this time to this time, I'm gonna do this. From that time to that time, I'm gonna do this. From this time to that time, I'm gonna do this. Focus. And once you establish yourself and you get on day 5 of that, day 12, day 20, day 30, day 60 of focused efforts in these little modular time capsules, you are gonna see such great results. It's amazing. It's amazing. Little by little, every day. Even if you work a full-time job or 2 jobs that aren't music-based, and you're like, yeah, but how can I do it? You squeeze in those little music things here and there, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 minutes here and there, 7 minutes, an hour here, before you go to bed, when you wake up. I don't care what it is, but do it, and do it on a consistent basis. It's gonna compound. And those consistent efforts will compound into amazing rewards that you could not have fathomed until you actually started applying yourself and really doing it. I promise. The only reason why I know this is because I'm a byproduct of it, okay? I'm just a regular dude, Long Island, New York, Cuban Italian. My father came over here from Cuba when he was a young man with nothing, and he built everything for our family so that we can continue building. If I can do it, you can do it. We can all do it, okay? As I like to say, rock and roll, R&B, and everything in between. The career musician, make music your business. We're here to help you get gigs. Keep the good gigs that you want. Get more of the good gigs. And go beyond the gigs to really build a sustainable, solid foundation to which you can flourish.